Hey, everybody, welcome to today's episode of the Course Building Secrets podcast. I am so happy to introduce you to Kathleen Whalen today. Kathleen, welcome to the show. We are so happy to have you here. Give us a little sense for who you are, what your business is, and what you're up to.
Oh, hello, Tara. So wonderful to meet you and have me here. I am Kathleen Whelan, founder and CEO of Conscious Calendars. It is a 5 color coded system that lets you find answers instantly, especially important decisions that you need to make, and tap into your intuition. So, as a business owner, we're all planning things. So, this is a really, really easy way up to a year in advance to look a year ahead and see when the days of flow and connection and abundance, or when email rates are going to are going to be higher, when your course might do a little better, or closing sales. And then there's things like red days, which are the rest days. There's at least one of those a month. And we use it in our system with the entire staff. So the entire staff takes off the red day and we actually get more done on the green days. So it's a great
Interesting.
way to run a company and add this other energetic quality. It's based in Vedic astrology, but it's connected with the lunar rhythm plus a bunch of other layers of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so this is so cool. Like I'm super excited about this. Although I don't know, like red to me is fire, so that's like you get stuff done. So we got to talk
Right,
through
I
that a little
know.
bit because
Or,
I'm thinking like relaxation should be, I don't know, like purple or yellow or something. So we'll have to talk through that. But
okay.
first, before we do that, like share with me how you got to be here where you are today. Like were you doing something else and then this was really your passion? Did you fall into it? Did you just wake up one day and go, I'm going to get more organized? Like what happened?
What a great question, because I always follow the energy in my life. I have the luck of just following what I want to do and then say, "Oh, I can have this as a profession." So basically, I started life out, I got a degree in biochemistry. I actually went to medical school. I quit medical school, did research in neuroscience, and the whole time knew that I was always connected with the energetics. Even in research, I would look at things and say, that doesn't make sense. We don't produce that at natural levels. Why would we give it to someone at such high doses? So I always had that element within me. And then I ended up choosing acupuncture as my graduate degree. After I got the biochemistry degree and quit medical school, I knew I wanted to do acupuncture because I met someone in college that was doing these weird things like homeopathic medicine and acupuncture and orthomolecular medicine. I just said, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I did. I went to a graduate school at Bastyr. I was the first graduating class. Then I practiced it because I love it. I still love it. I integrate it into everything I still do and had a successful practice, seeing 25 people a week. And then I discovered Vedic astrology. And it was through looking at my own chart that I realized that if I continued on that path, I was going to make myself sick. And that
Mm.
moving into full energetic practice was actually going to help me. So I saw, and that's what I got so excited about, is like you could see people's careers. You can see karmic timing. You can see when something's going to change and support someone to make those changes. Like, oh, all of a sudden I want to get a PhD, or all of a sudden I want to have a child, or go travel and work remotely. So you can see all of that in the chart. And so when I came to that, I made that shift because I already had clients. I drew up their charts. And then it just naturally, well, I actually had to actively close my practice because I was such a good acupuncturist. I have to be honest. I had to actively turn people away as I was developing the Vedic astrology practice. And then a dear friend, now, I was in a teleseminar course and I told them I was a Vedic astrologer. And he was like, wait, everybody, Vedic astrology is the most amazing thing on the planet. And I thought it was like, who would know what this is? And
Right.
he ended up being the person who named Conscious Calendars because he sent me
Ah,
so many entrepreneurs. I was helping so many entrepreneurs. I couldn't see all of them. So I created this, the calendar that anyone could look at and use.
yeah. So how do they connect? So you look at kind of the chart, the bigger picture, and then you create a calendar around it, or is it you just have a
I created
formula?
a universal calendar.
Oh,
I look
okay.
at sunrise around the world from Hawaii to Australia. And then literally, subjectively, I decide, is it a yellow, red, green, purple day? And take that average so that everyone can say, oh, there's the impulse. Some people do end up asking for, a specific calendar for them, or they just see me monthly and I give them all their special extra green days.
Interesting. Okay, so this is not like how you're time blocking or like you're controlling your own time. You're saying that like there's actually like a universal or cosmic way
Right.
that like these are days that you should be doing different activities versus not doing different activities. This isn't like, oh, today I've got all these things going on. This is like today is naturally or universally a day you should be working or a day that you should be resting or whatever. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. It's
Fascinating.
energy that
Okay.
you can tap into. And about 10% of the time, it may not be perfect for you individually, but this is about universal energy and connecting us. So
Mm-hmm.
green days are great days for collaboration and team meetings and getting projects done and working on your course, right? The green days are great for that. Even behind the scenes days, they're also great for making announcements, sending those emails, and having the course. So you can actually plan an entire launch around those open, close cart. You can't always get exact green days at open and close cart, but you can get it close, you know. Yeah. So it's universal energy because whether it's a wedding or launching a course, this is about people being open and more energy for co creation between people. That's usually around the full moon, 6 days before and 6 days after, only when certain conditions arise. And then that energy means there's flourishing for what actions you take on that day will have positive, higher karmic ripples in the future, usually abundant. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like planting a seed on a day that will either not sprout, that would be on a red day, or planting a seed on a green day, you're actually going to get a seedling that's 3 times as high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, this is fascinating. So, I mean, so, so what's interesting about that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is it like even energetically, if you're feeling more energy on a day versus not feeling energy on a day, that's almost the same thing, right? Where it's like you almost intuitively can think, like, can feel it.
Totally.
So when people are in flow or when things are just working and it's easy, that sort of that's probably what we're tapping into then at that
It's
point
very often a
is
green
that
day.
case. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So for the course creators who are out there, like if you're trying to build something, you're trying to get clarity, you're trying to get um kind of get that kind of just get it all out there. If you're struggling, it could be that it's a time to just sort of step away and do something else and then come back later and you'll have the energy, right? It's not like just like keep bowling through it to make it happen.
Exactly. It's about energy management, right?
Yeah.
Because as entrepreneurs, we've got to be efficient with our time and energy. And if something's not happening, it could be a red day or it could be a yellow day where there's just a lot of randomizing things, fires you have to put out or something.
Oh, I'm in a
And it's
yellow day. Today is my yellow
it
day.
is a yellow day.
Is
So
it? Is it really a
it
yellow
is.
day
It
today?
is.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. See, I gotta talk to you every day because I'll be like, is it
Tech
is it a
problems
yellow
happen on
day?
yellow
Like,
days, right? So even if you
oh,
have an event on a yellow day, it's not about warping our life around things. It's saying, oh, if I have an event on a yellow day, then I know I'm going to have plan A, plan B, plan C.
oh
And then I'm
yes.
not surprised by it and I'm not thrown off by it,
Right. Right.
right?
Interesting.
Yeah,
So is it really a yellow day today?
it is.
That's hysterical because I'm having a yellow day for sure. Like my whole morning was just one big fire. Yes.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. And
Ah,
those can be
that's
tech issues or feeling randomized by email
yep,
or
pretty much.
noises and other things.
Yep, yep. Just like all day.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay, I'm loving this. Okay, so talk to us about how, like, from a business perspective, you were able to take this topic because I love this part of the conversation because so often people are, oh, I can't make a course. Like what I have is nobody will pay for, or it's different, or everybody is doing it, or whatever. So how did you take this particular topic and evolve it into making it into a business?
Well, it was first creating the calendar. And it was actually later that I learned to create the course. That was the entry point. And that the course was really giving people the basic concepts of it. That is, quite frankly, if you take the course, you could figure out some of the basics all on your own. I love to do that. And I think that's important to remind people who are creating a course. Like, what is it that you could do and have a meeting and you have sort of an avatar or an actual friend you're talking to of like, okay, if I told you these three or these five things and I taught it to you in one sitting or outlined it in one sitting, that if you learn those things, you don't need me for that first step. That's really a great place to begin with a course. Or it's the thing as a coach that you say over and over again
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that can be the
Yep.
foundation of the course. That's what's so important. And I love helping people with their courses and I love knowing about you so I can refer people to you
Yeah. Yeah.
because that's the thing is I work with so many people. I can tell them the timing and what the content is and a couple other things, but they need the support. We
Mm-hmm.
all need support to build our courses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for sure, even from the perspective of just having somebody else look at it because you're too close to it. Yeah, we do a lot of that work. And so it's interesting, like, when so you were able to package like what you were doing, what was something that you kind of talk about all the time, which I call that 50 First Dates, right? I don't know if you have seen that movie with Drew
Oh,
Barrymore, but
yes.
it's like every day she wakes up and it's the same day. When you get to that point with your clients that you just like, I can't talk about this over, like you're saying the same thing over and over, that is a great place to put in a packaged program, right? Is so they can start there and then you can really support them, or it could be your whole thing. But like, it is such a great, to your point, like a great way to package the stuff that you're talking about over and over, or the foundational things, right? That like it kind of, it's the first thing you need them to go through this in order to understand what it is that you want to teach them about. Awesome. So how have you personally just like built this into the empire that it is? So you bring people in, they take your first course, and then do you send them to more of a um personal like relationship, or what does that look
Yeah,
like?
there's three ways that I work is people the entry level is the calendars and the conscious calendars course. Then what happens is the quarterly course. That's really a fantastic way that I find I can reach more people. Now, I have the luck and also the challenge that it's time sensitive information. So it's more attractive because it's time sensitive, because I'm giving an overview of the next 3 months. And so people scurry to it, even though on the subscription level, I'm giving people the view of extra videos every single month, of giving them the deep dive of what's really happening and where to be in action and where to, back off or how to shift mindset and other things like that. So the 3 month course, everybody scurries to. So that is another one of my go to courses. And from that, people either work with me monthly, and that's a special life solutions, or Astro-Vantage, where they buy a package of 4 sessions a year where I give them an overview and then we check in each quarter. But Astro-Vantage, people get the calendars for free
Mm,
for 18 months.
got it.
Right.
Very cool. I love the fact that you're able to build a business around this. It's something that serves people, and then just to even make the sort of the universal packaged version of this. I think it's that's powerful, because you probably, when you first got started, didn't see the pattern, right? That you could put that something out there for everyone to be able to benefit from, because it is a universal principle. Um,
Yeah, because I had
so
so many entrepreneurs coming to me, and then so many of them were planning launches,
yeah.
building courses. And I'm like, oh, but wait, it's like a wedding day. It's the same thing. I'm going to pick the good wedding days. I'm going to pick the good days for the party. It's the good day for the family reunion. And then there's particular ones that are even more jazzed up for business.
Yeah.
So those green days, I'm like, every entrepreneur needs to know about these.
Yeah.
Ding.
Right.
Let's create it as a source for everybody.
Yeah. So, all right, course creators, when you hear that ding in your mind, go for it. Like, that is the key. That means that you are solving a problem that people want to pay for. So That's awesome. Very cool. Okay. So what is one like big tip that you have, or trick or something, just something tangible for people, who are listening today for them?
Super easy. I love this one. If you never hear anything else, um, there are 4 to 6 days every year. I do not recommend doing work or launching a course.
Mm.
The eclipse days. You can go look it up. You could just say, what are the eclipses this year? Either NASA or time and date. And you will get the eclipse days and you'll even be able to see the exact time. Those are not times of abundance or co creation in the world. They're great days for spiritual practices. They are great days for reversing unwanted habits. So they're
Oh,
great for our
interesting.
personal work,
Yeah.
right? But they're kind of days of drama, not good days for work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. All right, everybody. You heard it. Mark your calendar for that. What color do we mark our calendar
I
for
call
that?
that mega red day.
Mega red. Okay. See, there you go. Mark it red. Awesome. Very cool. Okay. And then the last question that I have for you, just around, kind of how, kind of sharing with our audience is what's like a book or a tool or a resource or something that, that they can check out, not necessarily about, you and your business, but that was helpful for you as you're growing your business.
Mm. I think as basic as it is, the E myth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
The
always a good one.
scalability. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did tell me just a little bit about like what about that one was powerful for you?
For me, it actually really woke up the idea of, wow, I want to be replaceable.
Mm. Yep.
That's what woke up for me is I want to be replaceable, that I am unique to this business right now. But it woke up the idea of, oh my gosh, how do I get to the place where I can sell? And I
Mm.
love working with people on that too. If I see it in their chart, it's like, oh, I see, you're going to build, then scale here, then here's a good time to sell. So here's the plan.
Yeah.
So that's what it woke up for me is not just the scaling, but the, ooh, not only replaceable, you could license as well too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, cool. Awesome. So the very last question I have is when people want to learn more about you and learn about the calendar and all the things, how do they find you?
Oh, it's consciouscalendars.com or find
Okay.
me on Instagram at consciouscals.
All right. Perfect.
Easy.
And those will be in the show notes as well. Thank you, Kathleen, so much for being with us today. It was a pleasure to meet you. And everyone go right now and mark off those eclipse days and take a day off. Go do something else. Go maybe even do yoga, right? If it's a good like personal like reflection
Personal
day.
habit day.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
do that. Don't eat a Twinkie. It's not good on that day either. Don't work and don't eat a Twinkie. I don't know where that came from because I don't eat
It's
Twinkies, but
perfect. I always try and not eat sugar on eclipse days. It helps all the time. It
see?
seriously. You,
Okay.
you
All right,
got the
everybody, you heard it
principle.
from Kathleen. Thank you so much for being with us today, Kathleen. I appreciate it. For everyone else, have a great day.